Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing the top 10 most anticipated comics of the month. So let's get started. Number 10 for me is Phantom Road, issue 10. There's actually not a ton of new issue 1s, so you're going to see a couple of series I've just been enjoying. And Phantom Road, this is actually the end of the second arc, so I really enjoyed that last issue where we get a lot of reveals of our main characters. So this issue I'm predicting is going to actually showcase the emotional turmoil and aftermath of these two characters finding out about their past and their sins, let's say. So that's number 10 for me. Moving on to number 9, another indie book I've been enjoying, that's Ghostlore. So that's Ghostlore issue 9. This, I believe we're getting closer to the two family members, a daughter and a father, actually interacting with each other, which I think putting them apart was a really good idea. They get to explore their own powers by themselves, but now I'm really interested to see when they get back together what that conversation's gonna be, and I feel like we're building towards that. So that's number 9 for me. Moving on to number 8, one of my favorite series on stands. That's Green Lantern issue 10. I love this book. I genuinely just feel like I'm blown away with every issue because it just does such a good job at developing character, making the mythos feel familiar, but also doing new things, and it's just kind of a perfect superhero comic. So yeah, every issue I'm excited. But this issue also teased Carol having to make a decision, so I'm also curious to see what Carol has to do with this series. I feel like they've been teasing a lot, but we haven't really seen a lot of progression with her, so maybe some Star Sapphire stuff in the future. Moving on to number 7, which is Dick Tracy issue 1. I don't know much about the character, but that's why I'm excited for this. Mad Cave jumping into some IPs with Alex Segura, who's one of the best detective writers out there and loves noir. And I just want to see a hard-boiled hero and what that looks like in a comic, an old school hero as well. So that's number 7 for me. Moving on to number 6, Shazam issue 10. This is a new creative team for Shazam. I've been loving what Josie Campbell's been doing. I was pleasantly surprised by Amazon Attacks. Loved the Mary Marvel book that they did, and now they're taking over Shazam. You know, if it's anything like the Mary Marvel book, I think it's gonna be a really good series, and I'm excited to see some fresh blood on the title. Moving on to number 5, Transformers issue 7. The reason this is so high and why it's on my most anticipated list is that it's taking over with a new artist. So Daniel Warren Johnson is not doing the art. So now I'm just curious, okay, so what does this book look like? Does the vibe change? I'm just curious what that collaboration is going to be like now that Johnson is just doing the writing for this book. Number 4 is Ultimate Spider-Man issue 4, because I've been loving this book, but also every issue is really introducing new elements to Spider-Man and the Ultimate Universe. This issue is introducing Gwen Stacy, who's married to Harry Osborn, which feels very familiar to her being like the Liz Allen of this series, but there has to be a twist. It's Gwen Stacy. Is she gonna be evil? Is she gonna be good? I can't imagine her just being the wife of Harry Osborn. So that I'm really excited to see what twist we get with Gwen. Moving on to number 3, which is Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin issue 1. This might seem like your just generic mini-series that's like, okay, let's talk about the past of Spider-Man. But no, this actually has a really cool layer of Green Goblin. Who was the first Green Goblin, and not being Harry Osborn, not being Norman Osborn, which I find really fascinating. Then the design looks cool. So this one just really caught my interest, and maybe be something different than just the run-of-the-mill lost episodes we've been getting with some of these miniseries. Number 2, Dark Ride issue 12. This is the last issue of Dark Ride. This has been one of my favorite series in a while. I love the elements of horror and theme parks. It's such an interesting blend, and there's definitely no other comics that is diving into the lore of theme parks and the fandom of theme parks, but it just works here. And I just want to see how it ends. They've had a lot of twists and turns, so what is the ending result of this book? And I'm sad to see it end, but excited to see what's gonna happen. Moving on to number 1, and that is Uncanny Valley issue 1. This is by Tony Fleecs, who did Stray Dogs, and man, the art style looks so cool. So it's different cartoons invading this world, also promises family drama. So you got nostalgia, you got hopefully commentary on cartoons and how that integrates with the real world. It just kind of looks totally up my alley, with obviously a writer that you can know and trust with commentaries about old school cartoons, because that's really what Stray Dogs was about, was the old school Disney cartoons, the Renaissance era of the animal type storylines. So I'm very excited for this one. It just looks totally up my alley, and hopefully everyone's new favorite book. So that's my top 10 most anticipated comics. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.